The heightened aggression coming from the Guatemalan armed forces towards the local military has been attributed to the expeditions made by the Belize territorial volunteers to the Sarstoon. In the meetings held in Washington, D.C. earlier this week, there was an agreement by both Belize and Guatemala to maintain peace and avoid incidents that would create hostility. Since it has been said that the BTV has provoked the Guatemalans, we asked Foreign Affairs Minister how the government will move forward should the Guatemalans do a repeat of last Saturday's incident.
The Prime Minister has already given instructions to cause a protocol to be worked out and presented to him by both government and opposition will be participating in that to provide the roadmap as to how we proceed when incidents of this time take place. So that's already in train. And
we also asked Minister Elrington how the Belize government will address the issue of the BTV and any future expeditions they may have planned for the Sarstoon.
As far as I know, no decision has been taken in relation to that matter, and if it is to be taken, it will be taken after we have had full discussion with both government and opposition, because, as I said, it's a national issue. You need to understand that the first time this thing got out of hand was the group went down there. Captain did not know what they were doing, it seems, straight over the Guatemala side, and then straight back into Belizean waters. But there was no real hostility. I think they said they dealt with them with a view to preventing them from drowning because of the overloading of the boat. But the subsequent incidents, and it was the first time that I can recall in modern times that I saw Guatemalan gunboats out there waiting for people. I've never seen that before. So I had indicated to the reporter that I'm not aware of the report he's talking about. But from my own personal knowledge, I don't think at any time I saw the Guatemalan boats out there like when the last time they heard that Wilmer was going there. That's my knowledge.
During the briefing, the Foreign Affairs Minister quoted a letter from the Guatemalans who also made reference to the BTV as causing provocation to the Guatemalan military. Adding to that letter, in a recent interview with BDF Commander David Jones, he had also spoken of the BTV trailing the BDF in the Sarstoon when they were conducting their changeover at Cadenas.
You have 10 incidents in 16 years by people who are going up a river every day. 10 incidents in 16 years, and none of it fatal, none of it. That's remarkable. That's absolutely remarkable. But let me read what the Guatemalans are saying on the same issue. My CEO has drawn it to my attention, and I'll read it for you. This is Guatemalan's position. It is worthy to note that if the positions maintained by both governments are different, the good level of understanding reached by both military authorities have prevented incidents in the areas from occurring. The inconveniences that have recently taken place are due to the irresponsible stance taken by Belizean civilians who purport to resolve the territorial, insular, and maritime referendum through provocation.
Minister Elrington went on to explain the logic behind the blame being placed on the territorial volunteers.
I like to read the China Times or the China newspaper. And they were talking in relation to the problems that they have in the South China Sea and the whole issue of provocation. They perceive the activities of the Americans going in there as provocation. But they gave an example of what could constitute provocation, giving rise to problems between people. They say if a man comes every morning at 8 and stand in front of your house and start to look into your door, your main doorway, every day he comes there. After a few days, you will get tired of him. He's causing a provocation. He's free to do that. It's a free country. But which one of us wants a man to come in front of the house every day and stare into your house? So provocation is caused to different people in different ways. But I think what we must emphasize is not the negative.
Government's position that the territorial volunteers have contributed to the heightened aggression in the Sarstoon has come up against much criticism from the public, some persons citing that had it not been for the BTV, much awareness would not have been brought about regarding the Sarstoon.